Hi. One of the things that people would sometimes ask me is, why would you bother setting up a business at all if you're not wanting to make loads of money? Okay. And why would this whole thing about being a lifestyle business be something you even want to pursue? And it really, if somebody asks that question, they're not the sort of person that it's really for in the first place. Okay. Those that it would be for usually get it from the word go, and they may not be able to articulate it correctly or know the right words to put around it. One of the things that I've thought was a really good way of actually explaining it is a sort of a joke or parable or teaching that sort of does the rounds every few decades. But it's essentially, there's lots of versions of it, by the way, so this is just a type of version. So there's this businessman walking down the road one day, and he sees this fisherman stopped at the side of the dock. It's near the sea, obviously. And he's sitting down, he's nets beside him, and he's taking a nap, and it's the middle of the afternoon. And this is obviously the days before Google and GPS, etc. So the businessman wants to ask for directions. So the fisherman pops up his head, tells him where he needs to go to find his meeting, and the businessman says, "Thank you." Before he walks away, the businessman says, "By the way, it's a lovely day. You're sitting down here resting. Aren't you supposed to be out fishing?" And the fisherman goes, "I could be." And then he says, "Well, did you do some fishing today at all?" And the fisherman said, "Yep, I've done some this morning." Then the businessman goes, "Well, surely if you go out in the afternoon and you catch more fish, you'll catch twice as much. And then if you go and catch twice as much tomorrow and the next day and for the next weeks, then maybe you can go and buy another boat. And then maybe you can hire some more people and they will run the other boat for you, and that'll bring you in more business. And then maybe you get a third boat and have expanded even more. And then that'll bring you even more business. And then if you keep doing that after a few years, you'll be able to sit back and enjoy life a bit." And then the fisherman just looks up at him and goes, "Well, that's what I'm doing already," and goes back to sleep. That essentially is a quick example of the difference between the business growth mindset that seems to be so prevalent these days and a lifestyle mindset, which is very, very niche, but to be frank, was only really possible to people who may have already had other sources to build it on, because it was not something that was optional to everybody before. With the advent of the internet, specifically, I've got to say, one of the reasons that spurred me to set this up now, as opposed to helping people for free over the last number of years and doing a bit here and there when people ask me, is because with COVID, despite the whole global issues it's caused, it's also an opportunity for a lot of people to take a stock and reevaluate what's important to them. And I'm believing that right now, at this particular moment in time, into this year and into next year, there's going to be a lot of people who would not otherwise have been afforded the opportunity to take stock of things. And now, while you may be in the right mindset and you may be thinking of what can I do, it's the time to take action, because A, you will be thinking about it. B, the people you might be working for, employers, markets, etc., are now being forced to think of it differently. There's a lot of push trying to get it back to the old way, quote unquote, as if that was some utopia. It wasn't. A lot of people are spending a lot of their lives doing stuff to help other people's dreams, not theirs. Leaving for work, like 6:30 in the morning, spending a couple of hours in a commute, spending it stuck in an office doing something, as it turned out, beforehand they were told you could not do elsewhere, and suddenly when it suited them, guess what? You can do it from home. Then spending hours stuck in traffic coming back again, maybe saying goodnight to their kids before the kid falls asleep, or maybe just kissing the sleeping kid in the forehead because they're home so late, grabbing some food, maybe watching something, spending some quality time with your other half, and then falling asleep. Then getting up in the morning and rinse and repeat. And that's not a healthy lifestyle. It's not a lifestyle that will suit most people. There's stages when you may want to grind and push to do that, and that's something we'll come through, in future videos, is the stages of your work life and what you're looking for. And that helps you to know where you are in that, and also helps you to know when you're dealing with other people and possibly team members, or trying to collaborate with people to help achieve your goals and their goals, where they are in their stage. But essentially, this is a unique time for the chance that people can actually work out how they want to do things on their own measures. And it's probably the only time you're going to get a lot of widespread acceptance for the next while. So it's worth thinking about, worth pushing on, if that's important to you. But also, if it's not important to you, follow this, see what the other viewpoint is, and that if you decide it's not for you, but you're working with a colleague or you're talking with somebody who is for them, you know where they're coming from. And then you can help support each other and make it true. Because one of the key things as well is if you are grinding up the corporate ladder because you want that corner office and you want to become a VP or director or whatever in the large organization, and you like the safety net, you don't have the courage to jump out yourself, and you prefer to do this, that's fine and absolutely perfect. And there's a lot of supports for you to take the corporate route. But you can't be dismissive of the person who may want to go elsewhere and branch out themselves. What you can do is help plan with them so that they can spend the time that they're remaining in your organization helping you achieve your goals while you help them achieve theirs. And that's a win-win for everybody. That's it for now. See you on the flip side.